All systems go. Clear for takeoff.
What's up, everybody? Big Marley 3 from SHIPIT Nation here to break down this Week 2 NFL afternoon slate for you guys. Before we get into that, I want to mention that we have a 5-day trial over at SHIPITNation.com for only $19. You get to test out everything we have to offer except for our Discord. If you get in there now, you can get tonight's MMA info before all these NFL games start tomorrow. Once you sign up, you will get access to this 4-hour educational video from our guys Hoop and Tambo. They're two of the best in the industry, and they're giving away all their secrets in this 4-hour video. Hoop talks about winning the Millie Maker last year, and Tambo crushes qualifiers and live finals. So he talks about his strategies in those, along with a bunch of other great information to help you guys become better DFS players. Also, this show is sponsored by Drafters. I built 150 best ball teams this year on Drafters, and it is an awesome site to draft on. They also have weekly pick'em contests available for each sport. Go over there, sign up with promo code SHIPIT, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. They also have an NBA best ball contest out already that you guys can start drafting in right now. All right, let's get to this afternoon slate. All right, 3 of the 4 games on this slate have game totals of 39 or 40, and that's going to lead to this Niners versus Rams game being the chalk with a 45-point game total. The Cardinals, the Jets, and the Commanders all have team totals less than 18 points, and I'm really not looking to target these teams. Maybe I'll get one person from any of them, but I'm looking to get away from all of those players, to be honest with you. I also don't have a ton of interest in the Broncos or the Giants this week, but there are a couple of pieces in those games that I'm willing to target. Mainly on the Giants side, we have Saquon Barkley at running back and Darren Waller at tight end. We can also use Daniel Jones at quarterback, but they took a beating last week. They're going to have to come out hot this week and really show what they have to offer. I am mainly going to focus on that chalky game this week. And then I also like the Cowboys, who have the second highest team total on the slate at just over 24 at home in the Dome. I like Dak this week. I like him paired with CeeDee Lamb. We can also pair him with Michael Gallup if Brandon Cooks is going to sit out. And then Jake Ferguson at tight end quietly had 7 targets last week. So I'm fine stacking him up with Dak as well. Tony Pollard is going to be my favorite play on the slate at cost anyways. And I'm fine pairing him with Dak or just using him as direct leverage off Dak. We can also stack him with the Cowboys DST, and they scored the second most points out of everybody in week 1 behind Tyreek Hill. They had 37 points, and they just looked amazing out there. So I'm fine paying up for them this week. I like stacking them with Pollard if I'm not stacking Dak up. And then the game of the week is going to be the Niners, who have the highest team total on the board at 26.75. They are going against the Rams at home with an 18.25 team total. The Niners are going to be the chalk. They got Brock Purdy at 5,700. You could stack him up with Brandon Ayuk, who had 8 receptions last week for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then we should get Deebo Samuel at an ownership discount because of that week Ayuk had, and he's a good pivot away from Ayuk, who should be a chalky option this week with people chasing all those points. They also have George Kittle at tight end, who I expect to get more involved this week, so I like using him, maybe even stacking Kittle and Deebo with Purdy to get a little bit different. Plus, they have the best running back in the league in Christian McCaffrey. He's stackable as well. He had 5 targets last week, but he did get 22 rushing attempts that he turned into 152 yards and a touchdown. So I want as much CMC as I can afford. And then the Rams do have some pieces in play as well. Stafford hit the 300-yard bonus last week without Cooper Kupp, so that's impressive. This is a tough matchup, though. So I expect the ownership to be down because of that. His weapons are cheap as well. Puka Nacua should be the chalk on this slate at 4,900 after seeing 15 targets last week and going over the 100-yard mark. Tutu Atwell will get some ownership as well. And he scored just over 20 DraftKings points last week on 8 targets. And he tied Puka with 119 receiving yards each. And then Van Jefferson is a cheap option that we can look at as a contrarian pivot away from those guys. And he had the most snaps out of any Rams skill player. They also have Tyler Higbee, who logged just over 90% of the snaps last week, so he's in play at tight end as well. And then they have 2 running backs in Kyron Williams at 5K, who had a good week last week, and then Cam Akers, who won't get too much ownership, and he ran the ball for 22 times last week, so that was good to see. He only had 25 yards out of those 22 carries, so that's not very good, but I expect him to bounce back. I won't be creating a whole lot of lineups this week, but there are some big prizes out there on this afternoon slate. We have $100K to first in the big one. So go out there, make some lineups. If you need any help, go over to SHIPITNation.com. All my plays will be available over there. You can test out this 5-day trial for only $19. It gives you everything we have to offer except for our Discord. And I think that 4-hour educational course is worth the $19 alone. I will be back with a primetime slate breakdown, but if you guys can hit that like and subscribe button for us, it really helps out. Good luck on this afternoon slate. I hope to see some SHIPIT logos up top. Thanks for listening. Go out there and win something. We'll see you guys next time.